Is this correct?
Yeah. If it's comfortable, yeah. You sound perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Hello.
How's it? How's the volume on the headphones? Do you guys want me to put it higher or lower?
Higher, because I can hear you talking, but I can't hear you through my headphones, if that's correct.
Wait, so you can't hear through the headphones right
I
now?
can't hear through the headphones.
Okay, got you. That's it. Okay, let me fix that. Hello.
There we go.
You can hear me now?
I can hear you now
Okay, through the headphones?
through the headphones.
All right. Oh, sorry, I forgot your name. I'm still so bad. I feel terrible.
I'm Sonya.
Sonya. I'm gonna write that down. Because I have sis on here because I know she told me that you were coming, so I was like, oh dang, I was like, I never got her name. So no, Sonya, thank you so much for coming. So how's it sound?
Sounds good. Thank you for having us.
No, thank you guys so much. What do you mean? Y'all are honestly, it motivates me so much, and to know it's like I'm already jumping to the breathe and run, but like knowing it's your second time doing that, it's pretty phenomenal to see you guys in the beginning of your journey of it. And let me ask, like, what got you guys wanting to do this in the first place? You know, and actually, I have so many other questions, but let's just start with that one.
That's a good question. So I am a retired swimmer and I'm a current runner, and I started planning Breathe and Run back in 2019, but back then I was still swimming, not as much running, and I wanted to do it in memory of my grandma. So I'd done enough runs and charity events that I was like, pulmonary fibrosis doesn't does not have an event in Virginia. Besides DC, they're close, which is the closest event. So that started me to get into the Breathe and Run, and then I needed some help, so I recruited my sister.
Hey, let's go, Sonya coming through. I actually wanted to ask about the pulmonary. Dang it, I butchered that. Pulmonary fibrosis. Damn, obviously I can't be a science major. But like, so you said there wasn't much like a push for it out there. Like there wasn't enough like knowledge out there in this specific area, or even the country in general. Is it not really like aware of? I feel like it's not in the major news like heart disease or stuff like that. It's not as big.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't know much about it, and I feel like that's what kind of ignited us to host this run, so we could like raise awareness and kind of just make people more aware. And so like the money that we do raise will go towards a cause that I feel like has like not as much like awareness about it.
And as far as I know, the minimal 5-minute research I did before y'all came on YouTube, there's no cure, right?
There's no cure yet.
There's no cure. Besides lung transplants, which is not considered a cure, because a lot of times within at least 2 to 3 years, the lungs will start either failing or you're going to need to get supplemental oxygen. So it just depends on the person at the end of the day, but they don't consider a lung transplant as like a permanent cure.
Well, yeah, exactly. And especially just the wait, I can imagine, just to even get I wonder how big that list is, because there's so many people online, ahead of you. It's like, how do you even know because once you get diagnosed with it, what's the life expectancy, like 2 to 5 years, or like, well, I don't even know that the expectancy once you get diagnosed with it.
It depends. 2 to 5 years is what most last, but there's a lot of research as well as depends on the person. Like our grandma lived for about 8 years after she was diagnosed, but it just comes down to the access and oxygen and all the other issues that can, because at the end of the day, lungs are not, they fail out a lot easier.
Yeah, and you can, you kind of use those every single second of your life. They don't even get a break. It's like, come on, what are you asking for me? It's like, I just want to live. You want to live too? Like, come on. No, and I can imagine though. It's definitely, especially someone you love. How old was she? Sorry, when she passed away.
I want to say 65.
Really, that's young. I think that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, with those years, there's no, even within that 8 years, was there no revelation, no any things they can give to at least subsidize the pain, or is it more just heavy drugs like oxys or stuff like that to numb the pain? Was there anything to help at least with her every day-to-day life, or was it kind of just she had to deal with? deal with it really. Damn, that was a weird noise. Like,
It was more oxygen, supplemental oxygen. And then there were also like she was put on different medications, but I was 14 at this point, 13, 14. So I don't think I knew much of what she was going through at that point. Because I was just so young. So
yeah, and I was gonna say like Sonya, did you swim or anything like that? Running, like, is that a sport? Are you very sportsy or?
Not really. I play tennis, but other than that, I don't do much. So running was definitely like a new field for me, but after like starting the run and like I've been trying to get more into it, and like runners are very inspiring.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, really. So what, like, so was it your sister, obviously, Lydia, that pushed you into running, or was it that you just like have you ever had an interest in it before at all? Like you weren't even looking into like, oh, I would never run. You just
I mean, it was not something like I was like interested in the beginning, if I'm being honest. But after seeing my sister and like seeing like the running community she's part of, I was like getting more into it and like trying to okay, this is kind of cool. Like starting out, trying something new.
and this is when you guys like before you thought of the breathe and run, or was it when you guys started to create the breathe and run that you were like, all right, I'm gonna get into running now. I kind of have to, But like, was it that, or was it you picked it up before then?
It was like probably during the process, and like after like the first one, I was like, wow, like this community is really awesome.
Yeah.
So,
No, it really is. I'll definitely, Spark. Shout out to Spark. Shout out to North End Run Club. Shout out to all the run clubs. Honestly, I haven't been to all of them. I don't know if you guys have been, dabbling in all of them, but just the ones I've been to so far. Just again, the community. Sonya definitely like hit the nail on the head. It's just it pushes you to be better.
yeah.
my first run club was back, I think, like 2022. Yeah, 22 sounds right. Like, but it was Nurk's first birthday. I didn't know anybody. So the person I brought was my mom. So I didn't want to go by myself, so I brought her. And I met some of my best friends that like right off the bat at that run. And now going consistently helped me make more of my friends. And then slowly everyone's like, oh, you do NERC? Have you also tried Spark? Have you also tried like FOMO, like Norfolk? And so the list just grew. And so that helped me get inspired to start Breathe and Run, because I was like, there's an entire community of runners out here. Talked about the idea to a few people and got good feedback, and that's how Breathe and Run, the first year started off, was just bring it up in a run club, and people are like, that's a great idea, we'll be glad to sign up. And then slowly I've also dragged her to a couple run clubs.
Yeah, that's usually what happens, right? You're just like, hey, we want to just come. It's fun. It's only like a mile. And then it's like, surprise, you got 5 miles to do.
More than anything, it's like, oh, I'm just going to take it easy and slow. Before you know it, you're trying to keep up with the fastest person and go pushing yourself. And then it becomes a whole social evening on a Tuesday or a weekday in general. Before you know it, it's like 10 o'clock at night and you're coming home.
Yeah, you're like, damn, that was a crazy night. Damn, drinking electrolytes the next day in the morning. I was going to say, actually, like, what was your grandma very active, like growing up? Like, did she play sports, and that's why you guys are very sport, like into sports and pushing yourself as well, or?
No, my grandma was not into sports. She loved playing cards with her friends. She lived in India, so our grandparents live in India. So she did not play much sports, but did not play any sports. But she played a lot of like card games and hung out with her girls groups more than anything. So she was not an active.
Oh, she was running the streets with her homies. That's what I
Yeah,
see.
pretty much.
Damn, that's actually pretty. Wait, so you said she just traveled back to America, like India back and forth from India to America, or did she like what's her story? I would love to, if you don't mind doubling a bit into her lifestyle. Yeah, he sounds like you got that.
She's like, you got this story.
Yeah.
My grandparents live in India, and my grandma used to help my grandpa at his store because they had a garment store. And so and every year we moved here in 2002, and every year since then, my grandma would come visit us every summer for 2-3 months, maybe 4, depending. She'd be here all summer long. And she would always celebrate her birthday in August. So that was my inspiration of doing Breathe and Run in August, was because it's the month of my grandma's birthday. And so that's how we got really close with her, is that she would travel here every year. And yeah,
What's both your fondest memories like with her? One that I mean, whatever what was the most fondest memories with
you got this one.
her?
If I'm being honest, I don't like remember much, but I do remember like her cooking and like just me like watching her, and her food was very good.
Were you able to absorb it all? Just like photographic memories, like ching ching ching. I can remember all the recipes.
Oh, I wish it was a lot, but I do remember just like sitting on the counter and just watching her cook, and it was just like, really wholesome.
Yeah, and I mean, just the cooking of just home like cooked meals and just
Yeah.
seeing just taking the bite of that food.
Yeah.
All the memories just
Yes.
come back. It's just like nostalgia, just in on a plate. And it's like, oh, thank you so much. And I was gonna say, so have you ever delved back into wanting to this? Like do your parents know her ingredients or anything that they passed down, like she passed down to them, or like your
Yeah, there's a lot of like family like recipe kind of things. There's a lot of like Indian cooking in our house. So there's a lot of like that's been passed down, but there's something about a grandma's cooking that can't be replaced.
no, exactly, you can't.
Grandma's cooking is always just very satisfying. Like, I don't know what it is, but our grandma was a wonderful chef. And she would make like the most delicious Indian food ever. One of the dishes that I absolutely miss is one of her curries, and you would eat it at rice on like Sunday evenings, and it was absolutely delicious. There'd be okra, carrots, potatoes, and you would eat it with yogurt.
Wait, yogurt?
Mhm.
Really?
Yes.
All right, that got me a little off guard there. Wait, what kind of yogurt? Just like basic, just OG yogurt, vanilla yogurt?
Oh,
Or so-
OG.
Just OG
like
yogurt.
plain, just
Oh, so why is that just like the creamy, like that, the creamy like texture or something? Or that's interesting. I've never heard of that. I've never eaten any Indian food, so I can't say. But I would love to delve into it though. That actually, I'm down to try it. I was such a picky kid growing up, so I gotta just dive in and try some foods.
Indian food tends to be like, a lot of people think it's spicy, so that's why the yogurt's used as like a cooling.
Okay, got you.
Um,
So
but
for the basic white bitches, just gotta cool down. They're like, oh, this pepper's too spicy. Spices, I love spice honestly, but I was, I mean, there's different levels of spice. But yeah, okay, now I understand why they
like
do the
because
yogurt.
of the spices and stuff, so it's just like a very cooling feel, like with the hot like lunch or dinner, and then you'd eat it with the side of yogurt.
Okay, I got you. It's just a nice little dabble taste. Okay, that's different. I'll have to definitely try it. Is there any good foods out here, like Indian like restaurants you'd recommend, or
Ooh, that's hard. There's a lot of good Indian restaurants out here.
unless y'all are chefing up, I'll buy a plate.
I feel like a good restaurant's definitely Nawab, and they were a sponsor for Breathe and Run actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it called again?
Nawab.
Nawab, they have a couple different locations.
Shout out the Nawab restaurant.
Nawab.
Yes.
The one on First Colonial in Virginia Beach, they do a lot of good like North Indian food, like your butter chicken,
Ooh, okay.
your paneer, which is basically like it's like a ricotta cottage cheese like mix. Like, it's kind of like the look of a feta, but it's not as salty.
Yeah.
And you do it with like a butter gravy, like a
Ooh.
nice. It's not spicy, but it's not sweet. It's like tangy.
Okay.
And then you eat it with naan or rice.
What's
and
naan?
Naan is like a flat bread. It's like thicker than a tortilla,
Okay.
but it has garlic and butter, and you can even get it with chilies on it.
Oh, okay. Like, can you wrap it up like almost like a burrito? Like that
No,
kind
it's a little bit thicker. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
kind of like a pita.
Okay, I know what you're talking
Like,
about. All right.
it's a little bit thicker.
All right, I'm just have to go to this restaurant and just try it for myself. This is sounding really good, actually. Not gonna lie. No, I was gonna say, have you guys actually? Because have you guys ever traveled to India, like to stay with your grandmother, like and get to experience the culture? Because I know you say you guys moved in 2002. How old are you guys when you got? I don't know if you guys like if it was like a huge culture shock when moving to America, or like I mean, you just grew up in America, like the American culture, and were just used to it.
I was too, so I just
Okay,
basically
yeah.
grew up. I grew up with an Indian American culture
Yeah.
background. I went to school in Virginia Beach, from elementary to high school, but then our parents still gave us some of the cultural aspects of like Sunday school and going to the temple and stuff like that. But yes, we got like a 50-50 mix as far as growing up.
How was that experience though? The being able to experience like both sides of the culture. Like, do you feel more appreciative of your native culture, like or like because nowadays American culture is just like I feel like it's just not promoting like family values and stuff like that. And me growing up, my family, like my dad came from Africa, and they're very family oriented, very close, supportive of each other, and I feel like that's just not promoted here in America. So it's like, is there aspects you now look back on that you appreciate more that you appreciate growing up with, or stuff like that by any chance? Sorry if I'm making these questions
Yeah.
so like upset. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I ramble too much.
I know. I think that growing up, I think that there's like we kind of got to pick and choose what we liked of each culture because growing up, our parents wanted us to be very like included in everything. A lot of our friends growing up in school were American, but then we also had like a good Indian group and like we call them our family away from family because all of our family lives in India. So this was the chosen family that we all grew up together. All of our friends were from there. Um, but yeah, I think that we just got lucky with the mix that we did. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So I was like born here, so I was raised, again, like Indian American. It was good because you get like both perspectives, and you can just like you belong in both in a sense. Like you have your Indian home, then you have like your American. You have like both friends, both type of foods. I feel like you grow up like having a choice, which was nice.
Okay, like a choice of just lifestyle, just a lifestyle, right? Like having, like Lyla was saying, just like choosing between which lifestyle, like is better, like the cultural aspects you want to instill in your life, if I'm making
Yeah,
sense.
so like I like like the family and all that, like in the Indian perspective, that was good, but also like some of the American ideals, like the more independentness and stuff like that that you see more in American culture rather than Indian culture was also good to be around because then you can like create a balance. You don't have to go like the extreme of either side. That
Hmm.
was good.
No, that is true, right? It kind of just wakes you up, like, all right, I don't have to be that crazy now, like what I mean.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my, like I definitely appreciate it though. Just because my mom's side was Portuguese too, and it's just I would love to travel there. That's my goal. So yeah, are you guys like? Have you ever thought about going out there and like living like in India for a couple, like just see like truly ingraining back into the culture and the lifestyle?
I personally don't like. I think it'd be really cool for like a limited amount of time, but I think
Yeah.
I've been very accustomed to this life, so I think the change would be really hard for me.
Mm.
But that's just me.
I've thought about the idea a couple of different times throughout my life, but I think as of right now, I don't think going back. I don't think I would want to move back,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun. I try to visit once a year. And I this way I get to see my grandpas. I have both grandpas and they're on the elder side. They're like in their 80s, so it's hard for them to travel.
Mm.
So at least I want to be still close with them, learn as much as possible from them. So I try to go once a year and spend a week and a half with them and just enjoy their company.
No, it's nice, especially I mean, especially like you said, to learn from your elders. Like honestly, I've been taking it for granted, and it's been well now. Obviously, just going out and talking, being more open with them, and just asking questions like, what did you go through? Like, what are things that you can learn from them? It's weird that we disregard like the elderly now, even though they have so much knowledge to
And
grant us.
like our grandparents were very, very young when the India-Pakistan partition happened. So it's nice, like we would all when I was with them, we would always hang out and I would hear stories about their childhood and different like aspects before they moved to Mumbai. So it's always just interesting learning about all of the experiences they've gone through and hardships and changes.
I was gonna say, yeah. Do you mind actually, delving on that a little bit, the Indian Pakistani like conflict? Because I'm actually not familiar. I'm not very. Again, that's a whole.
That's
Like,
a
I'm not
whole
very familiar. I'm not very familiar with that like whole situation. But yeah, but like, is there like their perspectives? Like you said, it makes you appreciate a lot more where you are now, though. Exactly, 100%. It's and especially now, I feel like a lot of people have disconnected with their the ancestral like connections and realize like how far they've come to get to where you guys exactly are today to be able to host runs and stuff like that too. It's definitely, and you know I definitely, there's times even I take the freedom for granted. But anyways, I'm like, again, rambling on. I want to go back. So what are the challenges actually when you guys both sat down and said, hey, we're hosting a run, like what were the first challenges you went through? Was it the sponsorships? Was it just getting like where to get the race done? Like what were the challenges you went through?
I think just like logistics in general, there wasn't like one specific that I feel like was the hardest. But yeah, like the venue, the sponsors, will people even support this? Like we just an idea that what she thought about it, not even me. And she came to me and I was like, what are you talking about? So it was like just like the whole idea of like will people be on board? Like will we get the support that we need? So it took time, but once we like saw that it was picking up speed, we were like, okay, this might actually work out. So I think like the hardest part was just like, I guess believing in ourselves actually. So
Wow. Damn. And so just to even get that organ, and that's amazing, honestly. And how does it feel now knowing that you like after that when you guys fully you got the race is done, the first 5K is officially complete. Like how was that feeling to see everything, or even that first moment seeing everyone come together and you're like, wow, like we did this. Like, yeah, delve into that because that must have been a euphoric feeling of this. Wow.
That first 5K, that day, it was August 5th, 2023. That day will probably never be repeated ever again because just being the first event that we have put on together, not really knowing what we're getting into because we had a lot of good guidance. Shout out to Rob Hunter from Endeavor Timing and Run Company for helping assist, but honestly did not know really what I was doing, even though I had guidance. But I think as soon as that day happened, we did the closing ceremony, we did awards, and I handed like we had an ambassador from the foundation come by. I don't that's when it hit me like, "Oh shit. You really put together an event in 4 months. You beat your goal of $10,000. We donated 15
What?
on
Okay.
the first event, and we didn't even or I didn't even know if I was going to even be able to reach $10,000 worth of donations when I started. I was like, I feel like that's doable, but like I'm not like I was nervous.
What made you guys pick that just 10K? You just said fuck it, 10K or like a challenge. You're like, hey, we're gonna get that 10K. Like,
I feel like I was like 10,000 seems doable. Like like with our different levels of sponsorships and the sponsors that we had interested, I was like 10,000 would be doable. Um, we got to that maybe in a month and a half.
wow. He
Close,
said 4 months, right, to get everything.
yeah,
Okay,
in
damn,
about
that's amazing.
yeah, month and a half to 2 months, and then we like everybody else is like we're on board, we're on board, we're on board, and then we reached $15,000 worth of donations, which was really, really like it was probably my biggest achievement.
Yeah, oh, I can imagine for both of you guys, to be able to get this together, because I can imagine again the stress and just how, the organization. It's like, oh dang, what if this doesn't go through? What if this doesn't go through? And like, what were actually things that were easier for you than you expected when going into setting this up and everything? Like you thought was going to be a huge hurdle, but actually was like, oh wow, that's actually not that bad. Actually, wasn't.
I
No.
think for me, the easiest parts were setting up an LLC as
Okay.
well as the website and everything. And that was probably the easiest out of all. And then as soon as we got all of that set up, I was like, we're going to every single run club. And so for a month and a half,
Scouting mission with a notepad.
for a month and a half, I went to every single run club on rotation.
So how many are there?
There's like close to like 20.
Really?
There is so many in this area.
Wow.
Like Chesapeake has a couple. Virginia Beach has quite a few run clubs. And then I joined every single Facebook run club group. And then that was another way I spread the word. But yeah, so I think as soon as I got everything running, I was like, the best way to get people to want to come out is getting to know who you are. Like that's pretty much how we grew last year, was just by people saying, oh, we're going to come out and support your great race because you seem pretty cool.
No, and I think that's beautiful too. Sorry, I was like trying to make sure. Okay, it's still recording. No, but I think that's truly beautiful. What you said, getting to know yourselves, and that's about what we're all going through in this life. Is truly who we are in times of pressure, times of sadness, times of happiness, even too. You know, are we grateful that we are where we at? Are we, appreciative? And and Sonya, what was it reflecting on yourself that you learned a lot, like going through that first process when you were helping setting this all up as well? Like I know you said the same thing about like believing in yourself. Like, was that the main thing, or was there something else you took a key point out of it?
I think that was the main thing, and also like I was again like skeptical in the beginning, but I think just like I learned like just take risks. Don't be afraid to fail, which sounds really cliche, but it's true. And I think just like getting out there and like don't be afraid to talk to people, like approach people, like they're not gonna judge and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That was like a big lesson I feel like I learned through this whole experience. And then like once we finished the race, like I feel that the feeling was like such accomplishment that think that it just kind of pushes you to like want to do more the next year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and again, that's amazing. And what like it's just because do you guys read? I was gonna not read. I've been saying it so bad. Like I always tell. Oh, do you read audiobooks? And then one person looked at me. It's like, you mean listen to audiobooks? I'm like, you know what I mean.
What I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Reading an audio or listening to an audiobook is the same thing as reading a book, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know if you believe in that, but I do, because I'm like, you're getting the knowledge.
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. That's what I've been doing actually just recently. Because I mean, honestly, I have like a stack of books. I'm like, damn, I've been slacking on actually like sitting down and reading the pages. So it's I listen to podcasts at work, so it's like might as well just switch to the audiobooks, right?
Oh, I love a good audiobook. That's all I do is listen to audiobooks and podcasts when I'm doing anything else besides working out. When I work out, it's like music.
Oh, really? What's your favorite like category? And you too, Sonia. I don't know if you listen to audiobooks too or anything like that, but yeah, if you want to throw your categories out there.
I don't listen to much audiobooks.
Really?
Yeah.
Just not your forte?
No.
Podcast, nothing like that?
No.
Music?
Yeah, music.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was like, whoa, yeah, it's
music,
like,
yeah. But I don't know. I think like when I want to like understand, like comprehend something, I have to like read it, I could see it. So I feel like
Okay.
podcasts and audiobooks are definitely not my thing,
Mhm.
but I can see how other people would enjoy it.
Okay, yeah, it's just you'd rather have it like physically, like read the
Yeah.
page. No, I respect it. I used to. It's just me about ADHD. Every time I try to like read a page, I'm like, I gotta read it like 10 times. I'm like, all right, like let me really understand this. No, but what's it? Oh yeah, you didn't answer. Oh, sorry, audiobook. What's your favorite categories? My fault, I
Oh.
forgot to say.
I really like listening to memoirs because 9 out of 10 times the memoirs are read by the author, and the author's my favorite so far was the Katie Ledecky book. She's an Olympic swimmer. She has the most amount of medals.
Yeah, you've been very like you've been keeping up with the Olympics, right? Just
Yes.
watching everything like that. Yeah, it's amazing. Actually, it's so funny seeing the breakdancing like
Oh my
memes
God,
and
yes.
stuff, right? To like, come on, bring the Tin Man with no oil on that thing. You could probably do better than that. That was it, France, I think, or whatever. I forgot who it was, but
I am a true swimmer through and through. I've kept up with the swimming since they started, like from day one, all their events. And then some of the run events, I generally just watch the highlights of the run ones.
yeah.
But the swim ones, I was watching live and the highlights as well. So
No, what's actually phenomenal going to what was it? My friend sent me like just like a quick like fact like reel or whatever it was, and it was talking about the how much faster have we evolved in the track and the 100-meter dash in the 100 years. And they're showing the comparison of foot technology, how the shoe is different. Literally you go back in like 1920 or 1930, I forgot the one that was in Germany. You had it's just like literally just a piece of leather with spike
Yep.
like a comb on the end, you know what I mean? And then now you have these aerodynamic
Ergonomic.
shoes. Oh my, it's phenomenal.
carbon plated, all of that stuff.
Yeah, and in that time, it's like how much has it been reduced? And it's been in surprisingly, it got me off guard. Was 0.8 seconds, not even a whole second. I was like, wow, that's actually pretty crazy. Because even back then, I didn't even know they're starting. You know how they have those starting blocks?
Yeah.
They had to actually dig them into the ground to the fact. Yeah, it's crazy, right? I'm like, what the heck? Like, it's you actually see the people, like the refs or whatever it is, just dig little holes, and they'll have the runners like set themselves, see if it's comfortable.
So sports evolution is such a fun, like, interesting thing to like look and over the years. Like, one of my favorite things when this was when I was back swimming, so I like put in a lot of effort was looking at the Olympics over the years and watching like how in each Olympics the suits were made differently for girls and guys. 2008, I believe, was the only year where they were allowed full bodysuits. If you look at the men's, so the Dream Team men's team, it had like Phelps. They had a couple of other guys I don't remember, but it was like I think Phelps's year where he really like became popular, like 2008 Beijing. That's where they're all in the full suits. It was like,
and why is that? Like, why now? It's just because the technology finally advanced enough where you can wear a full body and
no, they are no longer allowed to wear it. They're
no
longer.
longer.
I don't remember the reason why, but they were like, it was like they're one of the fast. Like that men's team was fast.
Really. A lot of drugs? No, I was kidding. Just roided out. No, that's interesting though. Like, why not? Like,
banned it, and now it's like the speedo laser suits.
Okay. So it must be an advantage thing, right?
I
At
guess
that point,
so,
right?
Because I think only the U.S. had it. So I think it was like they blocked it for an advantage.
Do you think China was like, nah, fuck you. You just ain't using that shit. Like, nah. It must have been the suits. It's no way.
It can't be all of our abilities. It has to be the suits.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's actually funny. Was it China got first place in shooting recently, right? It's like, damn, that's bad. We got to up our game.
Yeah.
No, but Olympics is phenomenal though to watch. It's just, such like human physique at its true potential, right? Was that any of your like thought, like when you got into swimming or anything like that, like you ever wanted to be in the Olympics or something like, or was it just more just fun, just more of just the competitive aspect of it overall that you got into?
I don't know. I probably said I wanted to be in the Olympics, but like I was never like super. I was fast, but not fast enough like what Gretchen Walsh is pulling and breaking world records at trials.
Really?
Yeah, she broke her own record.
Damn, let's go. All right. She's like, yo, no one else can be my record. I gotta do it myself. Yeah, right. That's like Eminem now rapping against himself. He's like, nah, no one can fuck with me.
But no, I just think I enjoyed the sport, and I think the sport just helped me mentally, physically, like at school.
Yeah,
and it's just like a wonderful like de-stressor, in my opinion, when I was swimming.
Mm-hmm. It is just physical activity is just calming. I was gonna say, Sonya, what got you attracted to like tennis by any chance? Like, is it something you picked up when you were younger, or is it something later on you're like, I'm interested in? Like, and what made you interested in it in the first place?
It was definitely later on in my life, and I think I was just playing it for fun. Like, I had no intention of getting into it, and then once I played it, I was like, wait, this is really enjoyable. So I just like got more into it, and then started practices, joined my school team, and I was like, wow, I found something I'm really interested in, which I didn't even think about in the beginning.
Really? Just out of the blue, what, a friend was like, hey, come try it?
Yeah, so we were just like hanging out, and she played tennis, and she was like, do you want to play with me? And I'm like, I've never played before. She's like, oh, it's fun. Like, you don't have to like be good at it. You can just like try it out. And it was really fun, actually.
And then you end up kicking her ass. She's like, oh, damn. She's like, damn, I'm trash. What is this? Yeah, like I played Wii tennis. I know.
We are not, both of us are not team sports people.
Okay.
I just never, I think I preferred swimming. Like, she played tennis. It's a team sport, but it's more like your events and everything is like tailored to you besides doubles.
Well, you could do a lot. You probably did a lot of solos, right? I can imagine.
Yeah. They had nothing to do with like not working with the team. It was just, I feel like tennis was just something that came natural to me a little bit. Mm-hmm. It had nothing to do with like, the team sense.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to put words in y'all's mouth. Is it just like, because running, swimming, tennis too, because you could do solos. It's just like not having to have the. See, now my mind's a little like
I did not have any hand-eye coordination when I started playing sports. So I had probably at one point played every single sport, and the only sport that I enjoyed was swimming. I played soccer in kindergarten. I think we played tennis one time. We did I basketball. But then I think swimming just stuck with me. And I think even now I really like it because you can still do it by yourself, but you can also do it with the team. You're not dependent. Like soccer and volleyball. Like, you can't just go play by yourself.
Yeah.
like even running, I think I started enjoying it because you can your times, your goals, everything reflect on yourself.
All right, thank. Good. No, this will go. No, but yeah, exactly. Actually, you just literally took the words out of my mouth. Though it's the independency of not having to rely on other people to, win or push yourself. It's just you. It's all on you to, get
Yeah.
get what you want to do. Like there's no one else that's gonna stop you from getting those goals and stuff like that. And that's what honestly got me into running too. I did when I was growing up too, and now at this point, it's more just like a stress like reliever. It's just more of a therapy.
Yeah, I think that's why I run. But I think just the independence from it, but you also have like the group aspect with like group runs and being social. But you don't need somebody to go out and do it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another great thing because it disciplines you, in yourself. You're like, even when you're on like a bad day, you're like, oh dang, like I gotta go out and run. Like, and that's a lot of strength, and that's where it's true freedom in my like, and that's something that we're all working on. I'm definitely working on it too. It's just, yeah, true freedom is like thought control is really like self control is thought control. That's what
That's good.
Yeah, it actually. Oh, that brings me back full circle to audiobooks. That's what I was going to recommend. Again, this is book I recommend. It's called "The Power of Your Subconscious Mind" by Dr. Joseph Murphy. I can send you the link or whatever like that. But I definitely recommend that book, and it's going back to self belief and your mindset and how truly powerful our minds are. And we really underestimate it. And I don't know if that's something you guys realize in yourselves, like when you guys you're like, oh dang, like I'm setting up this breathe and run 5K. Like you realize like once you set your mind focus on something, you can achieve it. And like I don't know if that's like a real revelation. That's just like you realize like how powerful your mind is. Like you can do anything you really can set your mind to. But I recommend that book if you ever want to know more about like your subconscious mind and that going full circle.
That sounds really interesting because I love a good book to read. Yeah.
Yeah, dropping books. If anyone wants to read an audiobook to themselves, I mean, listen to an audiobook. Listen to an audiobook. I was gonna say, and like, what's your goal now for breathe and run in the future? Do you guys plan on maybe pushing it to like a when you get enough sponsors, maybe a half marathon or like start with I guess a 10K and then like move up progressively that way? Is that in your sights right, or you just focus more on just the donating aspect and trying to get more?
So
Like,
I thought about that because I love a good half marathon.
Yeah.
I like a good 10-miler every once in a while. But the thing is, like, we're trying to get more people involved more than anything. And last year I found out Breathe and Run was the first race a lot of my friends and family have partaked in was a
Really?
5K. And I know the moment I change that, I don't want to lose a lot of their support because they've done it now. Some have done it even this is their second year. But I feel like because it's a charity event, most of all, increasing the distance is not going to be the best idea. Maybe I'll add a 1-miler for like to get even more like kids involved so families can all partake in it down the line. But I don't think I'm gonna add any more distances or
Honestly,
change.
that is. Oh, sorry, I mean to cut you off.
Yeah, that's all.
No, that is a very smart idea though, because like you said, it's just a lot. It's a lot more enticing for people that have never gone into running to get into it. Like, yeah, 3 miles, like, but it's like, oh, it's doable. It's not, a bit. Obviously, get some training in. You don't want to break a leg or an ankle,
Yeah.
but honestly, you can. Most people can get up and do a 3 mile if they push themselves. Like, what I mean, first time, just like, hey, I'm gonna go up and do it.
I mean, even if you walk it, it's gonna probably take you maybe an hour because if you're walking at a 15-minute mile pace, 15-ish, um, 45 minutes an hour. But I feel like it's the best way to get someone like 3 miles isn't as intimidating as let's go walk 13.1 miles.
I know, right? You guys would be waiting there till like late afternoon for the last people walking through. Yeah, we got it.
I know. Sonya, how was your first half marathon experience?
Oh, you ran a half marathon?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. All right. Yeah, your sister drags you into running and now you're just running half.
I did drag my entire family for the Shamrock 50th year.
Oh,
so the four of us all did it. My parents have done 5, maybe 6 half marathons at this point.
Wow, that's amazing.
So Sonya, what was your first thoughts on a half?
It was rough. It was very rough, but it was a lot of like mindset. I feel like the beginning was definitely easier, right? Then as you go, you're like, I don't think I can do it. Like I can just stop. Like I don't have to do it. But then like it's all in your mind. Like you have to push through. You have to like just be positive, and you're gonna get there eventually.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of mindset.
No, that's fucking badass. I'm happy for you. Yeah, let's go. Boom.
Would you do another half?
Maybe.
Yes, that's a yes.
So
It's maybe is like it's more toward yes.
I
yeah.
think we're probably gonna be doing Richmond sometime in the coming years because she'll be going to VCU. So
Hey, let's go. Congrats. What are you going there for? What's your major, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm doing business on a pre-dental track.
Really?
Yeah.
What got you interested in like dental work by any chance of me?
So I had a really good experience like with my orthodontist, and I just wanted to like give kids that feeling of like having a smile and being confident. So that's kind of like what inspired me. So like the business background is gonna like help me like eventually like open my own practice. That's the
Hey, let's
goal.
go. Actually, no, honestly, you should talk to Edwin and Stephanie of Spark because they have their own dentistry like practice and
Okay.
stuff. So you mean just have that background business knowledge and learn more. So no, that'd be awesome. Yeah, well, you're gonna get it done anyway, but congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome. It's
you.
it's a good journey. It's because really a smile is like the first thing, like it's like you said, it's a confidence booster to know you can smile and just be happy, like generally just like put on a smile, like
Yeah.
it gets, oh, it's the first thing some people, and me anyway, at first I notice it's like it's the teeth and the smile,
Yeah.
because it's just, I don't know, it's just we're humans, but who doesn't want a nice set, like it reminds me of Chip Skylark. You should have that song like blasting
Oh.
when it's like shiny teeth that sparkle just like the star. Fairly Odd Parents. Oh, bad joke. I didn't mean to do it. Oh, yeah, I should have done that. That would have been a better one. that was an old Nickelodeon show, but yeah, it was just like this this guy. He's like shiny. He's like the hip hop artist of the show.
Oh.
Yeah, but no, that's awesome that you're into dentistry. It's just like it's interesting to me because it's like what I mean. Just like the work in people's mouths, like learn. But it's like what gets you interested in that stuff, But that's like asking. Like honestly, I like seeing people like pop blackheads on YouTube videos, so it's just like what's wrong with teeth? No, but that's awesome though. I wish, and the Richmond one is a beautiful run. Wait, have you done that? Have you already? Did you do the Richmond
I
one?
haven't done Richmond.
Really?
I have pretty much only done the races here in Hampton. I've honestly done most J&A races.
Okay.
I do want to get adventurous. So now that I have someone in Richmond, I may decide to do it next year. Too many races on the schedule this year, so next year possibly.
What ones are you doing this year?
Ooh.
Are you doing any Sonya 2 with her or no? None this year? Come on, you should do one. You should do the Marine one because I'm doing the Marine one.
Are you
The
Marine Corps?
The Marine Corps, yeah.
First full?
No, this is gonna be my third
Ooh.
first full. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I need a. I want my goal is to be my PR, which is 4 hours and 5 minutes. So
That's exciting.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Is this your first time doing Marine Corps?
Oh yes, that's what you meant when you said first time. Yeah, my fault. I thought you meant first marathon. Yeah, but yeah, it's my first time doing the Marine Corps. I'm excited. Have you done that one or no?
No, I signed up for it last year. I was supposed to do it, but I fractured my tibia. So I sold it to a friend, and that was her first full marathon was Marine Corps. And from all of our friends that have ran it and some of our my family members, they have said that's one of the best races because there is somebody cheering you on every part of the course.
Really? Okay. See, was it like the Shamrock one? That was a tough marathon. I don't know if you did. Well, you did the half. Right?
I've done the half. I don't think I'll ever do the Shamrock full, just because from what I've heard is that for my first marathon, I know that the second half of Shamrock is just torture.
Yeah.
It's quiet. There's not much because you come out from the first half where there's so much excitement.
Yep.
So many people cheering you on that the second half is kind of just a drag.
Yeah, that's a mental battle. And that's where I honestly underestimated that marathon because I'm like, oh, it's all flat terrain. There's no incline. There's no, well, besides the bridge, but
and it's also home course for us.
Yeah, that too, right? I'm like, damn, I'm good. And this is after my Richmond full marathon, which was my first run. So I'm like, oh, I got this. I can get a PR. Yeah. Nah, I did worse. I did 4 hours in 15 minutes, I think. And I literally like stopped it, like, because I had like the 21-mile mark. I was like, yo, it was a mental thing, honestly. Yeah. And I underestimated just, in general, it's 26 miles. What the fuck? Why did I not train? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. The most I probably ran during that training was probably like 13 miles.
Friends, like a lot of my friends say, like a full marathon is basically 3 half marathons because you have a half of just mental battling.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just a full marathon, it's basically double, but you also have the mental aspect after as well.
What was your full did you run a full marathon
I've
yet?
not run a full marathon. I don't know when I will. I don't know if I still want to.
You got to.
I really want to. Like it's on my to-do list, but
Would you actually do one abroad? That would actually be sick. Like do one
Um,
out of like internationally.
so my heart has been set on the Mumbai Marathon. It's in
Okay.
January, and I've had my heart set on that one for years at this point. So maybe that'll be my first and only full, but I don't know.
You got that. You just stay focused on again when you have that goal set for yourself in your subconscious mind, it will find you ways to achieve that goal.
More
So.
than the mental, it's more of the injuries.
That too. Yeah.
Which is why I've held back. I'm not even supposed to be doing any of my races that I've signed up for this fall, and there's a couple more I'm probably gonna sign up for.
Doctor, you're not seeing this right now. You see nothing.
Coach, you're not seeing this.
Yeah, I'm taking a very relaxing.
I'm taking a very relaxing fall. I did Big Blue yesterday, and I was not supposed to run that.
Oh, that was so funny. How was that run actually? I've seen it, a bunch of people do it. I've never.
I enjoyed it because I am an ODU grad.
Okay.
So it was just fun running. It was enjoyable. It was really hot, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of good cheering. A lot of the sports teams were out at different ports and just cheering everybody on. But it was fun.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. No, because a couple of my friends did it too, and I see them do it. I was like, dang! I was like, oh, next year I'll have to do that. But,
you have to sign up like as soon as they open up for next year.
wait, really? Oh, it goes that quick?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Damn.
But it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. Especially you get to run the football field, which is amazing.
Oh, like you do a couple of laps around it, like at the end,
or so you run through the practice course and then you end off in the stadium. The last 0.1 of the miles is you running through the stadium.
Oh, that's pretty badass.
And as an OD grad, this was the second time I've ran the field. The first time was when we beat Tech.
Yeah.
That's when we stormed the field. So this is pretty exciting.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not familiar with like the whole like university rivalry. Yeah, rivalries. I can't English.
Biggest football competitor is Tech.
Oh, okay.
So that game sells out so fast. It's so much fun to watch.
Wait, so you guys are both born and raised Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, got you. No problem. No, because I was from Massachusetts. That's why. So I moved down here a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a Commonwealth state, so it's not like there's a couple of things not much different, but there's quite a bit of difference. Yeah. But I like it, Virginia here. It's pretty chill. A lot of cool people. Like you said, the communities out here and the people you meet is pretty awesome. Wait, have you guys? I was gonna say. So, Sonya, are you gonna do a full marathon or no?
Probably not.
Oh, come on! You gotta get off the bucket list now. Just like one, just one marathon.
I don't know. Maybe with a lot of training, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, one day at a time. That's all you can do. I was gonna say, we are getting close to that hour mark too, but perfect. I was gonna say, first off, thank you both so much for your time. I appreciate it. It's awesome. Even though we only got to know the surface of your life and everything, but thank you seriously. It's awesome to have you guys here. And before you sign off, I want to ask too, what would you say for people out there? Any words of inspiration or maybe a funny joke? Also, make sure to shout yourself out and how people can support you as well.
First off, thank you for hosting us on this podcast. So I would say get out of your comfort zone is probably one of the things that is a lesson that I keep pushing towards myself, because getting out means you're getting more comfortable in what you're doing. So that's one of the lessons that I keep trying to get myself to do is get out of your comfort zone. Don't get too comfortable at what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I agree. Just take the plunge and don't think about what could go wrong, and just go for it. And so thank you so much for having us.
No, thank you. Y'all are awesome people. Seriously, it's this again. It's motivating to see you guys you literally start your own 5K nonprofit, and I can't wait to see where it, where it goes. seriously. And how can people actually support you guys in that if they want to sign up or do donations?
Breatheandrun.com. You can register. Registration is already open for the 2025 year. Donations under sponsorships are available. Any contribution is greatly appreciated. But yeah, that's how it is. And then we also social media, Breathe and Run on Instagram and Facebook. Always has content and us posting about events that we are attending, we are hosting, and all of that.
So do you have something else to say? All right, no problem. I didn't want to cut you off. Be like, he's like, no, no more. No, thank you so much, ladies. Continue what you're doing. You guys are doing awesome. I wish the best for you. And any way I can support, just let me know. But guys, most importantly, thank you so much as always for listening to the podcast. And most importantly, even more important than that, is do the best you can for yourself and the people around you because you deserve it. Have a good one and see you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Peace.